to help.
I mean, this is insane. He just turned into a demon? This has got to be Ethan's doing. Welcome back, Super Friends and Super Family. I am Thor, your friendly neighborhood god of thunder. Today I'm reacting to Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4, Episode 12. Watching Buffy and Angel at the same time, of course, so the last episode that I've seen of the Buffyverse was with Cordelia, and that was kind of a horror story in and of itself. Crazy, crazy episode. Really, really enjoyable. Lots of kind of interesting, deeper themes going on in that episode. But as far as Buffy, switching over from the dark, seedy underground and evil layer that is LA, in Sunnydale over here. We've got some big moments in the last episode of Buffy. Obviously, the main one that I feel like I'm not alone in kind of focusing on some of the romantic relationships. It's just kind of a fun thing, and you know, it's one of those things. I feel like as a fan watching any TV show, you get invested in the characters, just like your real life, where a romantic relationship or, you know, basically any of your human relationships are one of the major important factors of your life. So I feel like, at least for me, it translates very easily over to a television show, especially one like Buffy, where you can kind of have fun with it at the same time. But Buffy and Riley, we got to the first kiss stage, and that's pretty serious. RIP to all Bangel fans out there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You know, so far, I think Riley does seem like a stand-up guy, and you know, I do appreciate really how upfront and honest he is with everything. You know, and I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen now. Are they just going to be officially dating? Is he going to be like Angel, just hanging out with the club? Is there going to be some conflict with the initiative? I feel like that's definitely going to happen. I have a feeling that Professor Walsh is not pro-dating at the workplace. That's just a random theory of mine, but just the vibe she gives me. In fact, I don't even know if she's pro-fun at the workplace. That might just be not in her agenda whatsoever. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, and I am excited to see Spike. I'm excited to see Spike excited. I mean, Spike had the big revelation that he can actually fight now as long as it's the forces of evil. I'm pretty sure, you know, he can hit a demon in the face. So poor Spike just needs some exercise, needs some, you know, activity time, and I think he deserves it. If anyone deserves it, he does. You know, a demon of pure evil, who cares? He's awesome. As always, the full reactions to this episode are up on Patreon, along with future episodes. If you want to support, check those out. If not, I do one of the Slay Live watch order per week. Let's just get into today's episode, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 4, Episode 12. Is this Xander? Oh, is this Riley and Buffy? Sorry, I couldn't see. Dang, we're talking about starting off on the relationship. Oh, great. Oh, Willow. Oh, no.
I was in the rec room. It came through the window.
Vampire?
Vampires don't breathe fire.
What? We have a dragon? What is going on?
We have to make this fast. I have better things to do tonight than kill.
She's like, I was about to have a great time. Would you be happy in this moment?
And after all,
Don't be so sure.
Okay, well, the timing of that surprise party was a little bit poor, but it's a nice gesture that all her friends are there. And clearly, you know, seeing everyone sees Riley and Buffy together, so they're kind of publicly a couple here. Was he in the intro before? I didn't make any comments about when Spike first joined the intro, and I think that's all that people wanted to talk about during that reaction.
We talked about this.
I'm sorry, that was rude.
Act interested.
Treacle and headmaster.
No need.
She tried her best to be polite. Oh, poor Giles. This is going to focus on him at the party being out of place.
Hi, Giles.
Buffy, happy birthday.
Thank you.
19.
I mean, historically, we should be very concerned about Buffy.
Oh, look. Giles has no cake.
Oh, here, I'll get you a piece.
Poor Giles, he's so awkward.
Of course, you could smash in all my toes with a hammer and it would still be the bestest Buffy birthday bash in a big long...
That is very true. That is so true.
Two in the dark.
Professor Walsh says adrenaline is like exercise, but without the exorbitant gym fees.
That sounds like something she would say.
You should meet her. She's absolutely the smartest person I've ever met.
Perhaps we should have invited Professor Walsh.
Oh, shoot. I think that hurt Giles' feelings.
Oh no. I mean, she's like 40. She's got better things to do than hang out with a bunch of kids.
Here you go, sir.
Dang, this is like a Zeppo episode for Giles, I feel like. Midlife crisis going on here.
That's my radio.
And you're what? Shocked and disappointed? I'm evil.
That's like Jack Sparrow being like, pirate. Anyone get that reference?
A gift is traditional. I read about it.
That's among friends. With bitter enemies, we don't give them my...
I mean, love your enemies. Did you read the Bible?
Say goodbye, shed a few tears.
Well, she has an appointment with someone who's actually still scary.
She's no Snyder, though. Let's be real. Snyder is missed as the strict authority figure.
Technology and state-of-the-art weaponry. And you, if I understand correctly, poke them with a sharp stick.
Ed has super strength and karate.
I'm working on getting you clearance to come into the initiative. I think you'll find the results of our operation most impressive.
Don't go corporate, Buffy. Stay independent. Small business.
How many is it?
17. 11 vampires, 6 demons.
Buffy's like, those are horrible numbers.
How many hostiles would you say you've slain?
Don't be modest, Buffy. Tell the truth. Poor Giles. He's got nothing to do but dust his books. Come on, you're needed, Giles. That doesn't look like scripture. What are you doing, bro?
900th Feast of Death Frogs. Oh, crap.
Oh, I mean, it's Buffy's birthday. Of course something horrible is going to happen.
When I saw you stop the world from, ending, I just assumed that was a big week for you.
It's just a day in the life.
Girls I grew up with could hold their own, but... Well, I'm not even sure I could take you.
I'm sure you couldn't.
Yeah.
Professor Walsh, I presume.
How are they gonna get along?
Walls are quite the labyrinth. I felt like Theseus and the Minotaur in the...
I like that reference. Come on.
I'm sorry, I have things to do. I'll tell Buffy her friend was looking for her.
Well, she's not very friendly towards them. I think Giles has been a very good father figure. I mean, obviously it sucks Buffy, had to be raised by Joyce alone without her real dad.
To themselves.
I don't understand. Should be ruptured earth and...
Did you calculate something wrong, Giles? Did you misread the text?
He must have picked this place up days ago.
Wait, does
Stop,
Giles
don't
not
be-
know?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I just had assumed he had been filled in. He has no idea?
What's the initiative? What on earth does it have to do with Buffy's new boyfriend?
Oh, this is gonna hurt him when he hasn't been kept in the loop at all.
I'm sure you know. Riley's one of the commandos.
What?
Oh, poor Giles.
No one else knows this. Anya, and that's it.
And Spike.
And Spike.
Dang, the evil vampire knows more about the friend group than Giles himself.
She's actually not that bad when she get... So the demon's probably a little late. We'll just,
Don't forget it. I need to clear off. I'll stay a little longer just in case.
No, this is not good. This is not good. Keep him company.
So we could stay.
No, go.
No, stay. I mean, I don't blame them. I know they want to go off and have a life, but I feel like something bad is going to happen.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all.
Oh.
Ripper, old mate, I'd say something rather interesting was about to happen.
Someone.
Oh, but
That's what you get for evil villain monologuing, Ethan.
something bad is happening. Bad for both of us.
Bad for you.
No. Listen, you have to listen. You're going to need time to prepare.
I actually think he's telling the truth.
Let's look at the Irish troubles. Oh, hang on, I'll tell you.
I want to know what they talked about on the drive over, you know what I mean? This is such a Slayer initiative date. Boxing and kicking. It's like sexy jujitsu time.
I'll go all out if you will.
Are you sure?
Riley, what are you saying, bro?
I don't think so.
I'm so sorry.
We almost had a full-on Hercules moment there.
This is what gets me. 20 years I've been fighting demons.
Poor Giles, poor Giles.
Yes. This initiative. Methods may be causing problems.
Are you giving away all this information to an enemy here, Giles?
I don't have to worry about that anymore, mate. When you went to the loo, I slipped a small pellet of poison in your drink. You'll be dead in an hour.
What? You bastard, you bastard.
Just kidding.
This is not a friend I want to drink with, but that was pretty funny. I feel like he might be using Giles, though, right? I feel like he's getting information about the initiative.
To work as a single delicate implement. Cool.
I'm sensing some chemistry, especially with all this sweet music playing. Maybe I'm crazy. I mean, I feel like this is a cooler date than kickboxing, personally. Not since Anakin Skywalker moved a pair with the Force has it been that sexy. Oh, shoot. Did they lose control of the spell? Or is this something else?
I feel like hell in the morning.
What the heck? Excuse me? I mean, I know you look bad in a hangover, but not this bad. I mean, this is insane. He just turned into a demon? This has got to be Ethan's doing.
Ethan.
Yes. Oh, shoot. You're full Hulk mode right now. Gotta go gentle. Poor Giles, as if he wasn't having a hard enough time. Nothing's going right for this guy in his midlife crisis.
Waffles, because you can put things in little holes if you wanted to.
You should always have a new boyfriend. You're so much fun right now.
Yeah, the world is a very happy place when you're young in love.
I sort of kicked him across the room last night.
That's not good.
Sorry, Willow's response.
I mean, he's right. You can't walk around pretending you're less than you are. It wouldn't be right for you to hold back.
Right.
I mean, maybe hold back in physical combat.
What? I held back a little.
Poor Giles. Couldn't they have gotten him a cooler looking demon prosthetic? Don't tell me he's a demon too.
Xander.
Oh, this is Xander? I thought he came to Ethan's place or something.
Xander, wake up. Mom.
Prepare to scream, Xander.
Listen, don't you understand me?
Oh, this is gonna be rough.
Demon! Demon!
Maybe Anya can understand. Get Anya!
No, calm down.
Great. Talk about loss in translation.
That's right! Run for your life!
Cover up, Giles.
But it might have a saucepan-shaped bruise.
Giles will know what it was.
Hopefully they can find enough clues that they realize that Giles is the demon, and they better not think the demon killed Giles, and then they try to kill the demon for revenge or something.
The only one to get a visit today.
He's not upstairs.
Oh God, Giles.
Come on, Anya, put it together.
I mean, there's no blood anywhere, so maybe the demon just took him somewhere.
I think it ate him up.
Oh, here I was hoping she'd be the one to point them in the right direction. Opposite day.
Well, what do I spy with my little eye?
Is Spike gonna beat him up because he can beat up demons now?
Wonderful. A perfect end to a perfect day.
Giles?
Wait, he understands? How does he understand?
Did, thanks to Ethan Rain. You have to help me find him. He must undo this, and then he needs it.
Yeah, hit the undo button very fast.
How much?
$100?
$100. You'll have to do
Come on, Giles, don't you have some savings in your bank account?
better than that. 200.
Fine.
Right then.
That's all he needed was $200? Wow.
You've gotten yourself into?
No. When I find Ethan, I can clear all this up without Buffy ever having to find out that anything happened.
Aw, Giles is so embarrassed. He just want Buffy to know. That's a mistake, though. They should communicate with them.
What are you working on?
We have stuff. Pictures.
We have nothing.
Anya with the truth. I like it.
I keep thinking, let's ask Giles. And I remember.
He'd be great right now.
I mean, what's the expression? Like you don't appreciate something until it's gone?
Don't try for third gear.
Doing my best. I don't know if I'm driving this thing or wearing it.
It's perfectly serviceable.
Honestly, we need a road trip with the two of them.
You got the mucus thing.
What? Mucus?
Paralyzer mucus. Shoots out through the nose. Sets up.
Ugh. Ugh.
Pretty good in a fight.
Are you making this up?
Maybe. But hey, you feel a sneeze coming on, you warn me. Would you pay me?
I don't like this feeling. Sort of mindless need to destroy.
Oh no. Oh no. It's affecting his mind.
Good times. Go with it.
No.
It's fun. I can't do it. Do it for me.
Spike wants to live through your evil vicariously, and I like it. If this is Ethan's doing, like, that's pretty mean of him to do this, especially when Giles was at such a low point. You're just gonna walk up to the professor? How is this his plan? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
Right, let's go then.
How did you think that was gonna go? How did it play out in your head, Demon Giles?
Mr. Walsh got out of a small gray car, a Citron.
Stole Giles's car.
Why would a demon?
Come on, somebody put it together. Somebody put it together.
Could they be caused by someone using magics to control a demon? Making this Fioral demon attack Giles?
Ah, almost. Buffy almost put it together.
Take you with me.
You're not taking me with you. I am going and I am letting you come along.
Buffy, it's not really your call. This is a military...
Oh, come on. Really? Really? This is the conversation we're happening now?
Less than that is gonna stop me. This demon did something to Giles. I'm gonna kill it.
First of all, why would Professor Walsh say don't bring along the most fearsome warrior? And second of all, Riley, like, you're gonna listen to her over your new girlfriend who's the Slayer with super strength? Not a good call.
We'll speed up. Lose them.
I've got it floored. Why'd you buy this car?
I'll pay you another $100.
Spike is really earning that $300, man. I will just say.
Calm down. It's okay.
It is not okay. What are you talking about?
I can't undo you if you kill me.
It's like Chewbacca choking Lando right there.
What did you do to him? What did you do?
Where is Spike, man? We need Spike to... Ah, this is why Giles should have sent Spike first thing to tell Buffy. Spike's enjoying himself, though. That's cool.
You just try and stop me, you stupid jargon.
Oh. Well, you were almost Baby Driver for a second. Oh, I feel so bad for Giles right now. Put your hands up, surrender or something.
It's for Giles.
Oh, really?
Seriously?
Oh, God.
Oh my gosh. Oh, come on.
Is this thing real silver?
I really got to learn to just do the damage and get out of town. It's the stained gloat.
What happened? It wasn't silver? How did they get rid of it? What happened?
Your eyes. You're the only person in the world that can look that annoyed with me.
What's a Slayer going to do to me?
By the authority of the U.S. military, you are being taken into custody, pending a determination of your status.
I mean, come on. Did you really think you're going to get away with no punishment there, Ethan? Not very smart.
Facilitated in no time.
If you don't mind, I'm just going to go and watch them manhandle him into a vehicle.
That'll probably be very satisfying for you, Giles.
You're really strong. Like Spider-Man.
Yes, yes, exactly.
But give me another week to get ready, and I'll take you down.
A week? A week? Maybe like 6 lifetimes with Kung Fu Panda training.
I want you to have your personal life, but keep your eyes open. Make sure you know what you're getting into.
That's good advice. It's really good advice.
Walks in and the rules just suddenly break.
Pretty much.
Be careful.
Who are you going to listen to, your supervisor or your girlfriend?
You'll be proud of her.
You want to know what I think? I think you're probably right.
Wow. I'm actually surprised. I don't know. Can we trust her, though? Can we? Can we? Should we? What's the final reveal gonna be here? Okay, what's in here? Oh, we get a cliffhanger mystery. Fantastic. All right, so that is Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 4, Episode 12. Oh, Giles. Giles, that was rough. I mean, I do really like how this episode we got to focus on Giles. And like I kind of mentioned, it was, you know, it wasn't quite like the Zeppo episode with Xander, but it just reminded me of that structurally a little bit, you know, insofar as we're focusing on Giles and Giles feeling a little bit like out of the loop, like an outsider, like he's not really appreciated or understood by his pupils, and that's a tough situation to be in. I actually think that's a something that probably happens to every parent as their child grows older, you know. And I think in Buffy's situation, like obviously she should have filled Giles in and let him know about the initiative, but I mean, I can absolutely say I've been there where I haven't, you know, told my parents about things because I've been caught up in my own life or just, you know, I think as a young person that's just very realistic to happen, especially when you're newly in a relationship and you have all these things going on and you're in college. You know, it is difficult, you know, to remember that it's important, you know, to update and just connect with those kind of parental figures in your life. That's a very important thing to do, and that helps them too, as just, you know, beyond just the tactical presence that Giles has, you know, just as a friend to Giles. It's something that's important to do and that he needs for his own life. But it's rough, you know. Giles, I mean, look, Giles, he's not the big partier, and he's not always the most comfortable in every situation. And I kind of made this comment earlier, and a lot of people agreed, so I was like, okay, I'm not going crazy with this observation that Giles is kind of going through a midlife crisis. And I think largely that's because, you know, he really was such an important part when Buffy was starting out as the Slayer, and he still is important, but I feel like she's kind of, as she's growing up, and this obviously has parallels to real life, not just the show, but there's less of a need for him in a way. And, you know, as you get older, you know, you kind of sit back and, you know, I feel like he was being very honest in that moment with Ethan where they're both hanging out drinking, where he kind of feels like there has-beens and life has passed them by a little bit. And I just think Giles is someone who really needs that purpose in his life. You know, he has worked for so long fighting the forces of evil, that for him to just feel like he's left out on the curb and not really important to the central mission. Of course, that's not true, but just even to feel like that, you know, it can be rough. And I can understand when you get in a little funk like that, which is why, you know, leading into Ethan, I guess he should have known, you know, not to trust that loser. But once again, that's such a cruel thing to do to Giles. And it feels like such a childish thing as well. You know, it's not like he actually poisoned Giles. He just turned him into a demon. And I don't know, maybe I missed some of the details of the episode, but I feel like I'm still a little bit unclear how exactly that happened. Was it just like some magic that he gave him while they were out drinking? And then how did Giles exactly turn back? Are we just to suppose it's all magical potion-y stuff? But Ethan, that's such a nasty, like, kind of mean-spirited prank to pull. And, you know, this is just one of my own personal theories, and I could be totally off, but I would imagine that the motivation behind that, clearly, like, there's some history between Ethan and Giles and reasons for him to be resentful of Giles. But I actually think that maybe Ethan, as he's in a similar place as Giles, but obviously on more of an evil dimension, way more than Giles. But as he's getting older, maybe some of those same midlife crisis feelings, you know, what have I done with my life? What am I doing? You know, I'm no longer young. I feel like he probably channeled those to take out a bitter revenge on an old ex-friend, Giles. Maybe. I could be totally off. Maybe he's just like a troublemaker, agent of chaos, the Joker. But I don't think so. You know, I don't think he's a full-on villainous entity like the Joker. I think he's more of just a small man who is unhappy himself and then did something cruel to Giles. But I don't know. It was interesting, too, the scene with Giles and Professor Walsh. I mean, I guess just for dramatic purposes, it makes sense that they wouldn't get along. And I can totally see, I think it's easy for Giles to feel a little bit jealous of Professor Walsh's influence. And then Professor Walsh is not the most friendly of people. And I think that her just first impression of Giles was very negative. So I don't know. I could see them having not a relationship. I could see them starting off on the wrong foot and then eventually growing to respect each other. I could see that being the trajectory of those two characters, but I could also see the opposite. I don't trust Professor Walsh 100%. And less so with how they ended that episode. I mean, obviously teasing whatever the heck Room 314 was, whatever is in that layer. But just, like I said, I've said this, I think, pretty much from the beginning of realizing the initiative. I don't trust that group. I think that Riley is a good guy, but I think that Giles's words of caution to Buffy about trusting an organization, you know, especially something that's corporate and also something that's only captured 17 evil entities, like, they're not very competent, let's just be real. Sorry, just talking some trash. But, you know, any organization, it's just the human nature is, I feel like, and also just in shows in general, any organization has a tendency towards the dark side. You know, it's the small business, the independent, and the underdog who are always the good guys in fictional stories. So I feel like the initiative might be up to no good. Fundamentally. I will say this, though, and I don't think this is true whatsoever, but if I was writing this show, if I was a writer, like a consultant, I would say that the initiative's real purpose was that they were doing research on the dark evil creatures, and what they were trying to learn would be how to raise humans from the dead. And their ultimate end goal is that Professor Walsh was an ex-lover of Snyder, and she's going to raise Snyder from the dead as an evil Snyder version, and he's going to take over all of Sunnydale. I mean, wouldn't that be the best season finale of any Buffy show ever? I mean, I think it would be. It would be phenomenal. Sorry. That's just my side thing there. Spike and Giles, that was great. I really enjoy seeing the two of them together. I like that Spike helped Giles, and it makes me like Spike even more that he did it for money and for so little money, like just a couple $100. Like, let's be real, at the end of the day, Spike is just bored. He really just needs something to do and something fun and exciting. So I think the money was just a side thing. I'm sure he just needs some money for smokes, right? I mean, who's funding all his cigarettes? That's got to be a plus. Just as a quick aside, as a vampire, you're already dead, so I think you can smoke without worrying about the consequences. Is that true of, like, all drugs? Like, can you just go crazy and not worry because you're immortal? I've never thought about that before. But if that were the case, I'm actually surprised more vampires aren't like serious drug addicts. Probably taking this way too seriously. Buffy and Riley, I mean, I think that I wasn't too crazy about the way that their conflict happened this episode, you know, where they started off where things are going great. And then in the heat of the moment, like right towards the end of the episode, Riley's like, oh, no, my boss said I have to do this, Buffy, so you have to stay behind. I mean, to be fair, I just don't think Riley would do that. I feel like that was the writers trying to make a little moment of tension with their relationship. I think that Riley is, first of all, head over heels in love with Buffy. Second of all, I think he would choose Buffy over the initiative personally. And it just seemed like a random kind of thing for him to say. Like, do you know Buffy at all? Like, do you really think Buffy's just going to be like, okay, I'll stay in the car, I'll wait. I won't do anything, I won't interfere, no problem. Boyfriend, I love you. I mean, come on. So, but I do feel like that is a setup for a conflict that I do think will happen and could be interesting, is that Riley will have to choose ultimately between the initiative and Buffy. And I'm hoping he chooses Buffy. I think he would. But, you know, I do think that could be an interesting thing with kind of that divided loyalties. Your profession, your career, your colleagues, your friends, or your girlfriend. We'll see. We'll see what happens. And then I'm excited to see, you know, what's in the room. What's in the red room. That'll be interesting. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Does anyone feel bad for the demon that Giles turned into? Like, couldn't Ethan have turned him into a cooler looking demon? I mean, if you're going to be a demon, could you at least, I don't know. Maybe I'm being too hard on the prosthetics. But I mean, come on. I feel like a fire-breathing demon would be cooler, right? Like Giles was kind of talking about. But thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you to everyone, of course, who supports on Patreon for the full reactions and future reactions of Buffy and Angel. And as always, remember, be active, be mindful, and be a hero.